This is Samriddhi Shankar of Class 10C, roll number 39, and here is my presentation on the Majoritarian government and civil war in Sri Lanka. This presentation contains my experiences or thoughts on the Majoritarian policy which led to a massive civil war in Sri Lanka. Firstly, what was the Majoritarian policy? The majoritarian belief introduced in our country was mainly the democracy based upon the majority rule of the society's citizens. It disregarded the wishes and needs of the minority. In our case, the minority were us, the Sri Lankan Tamils. In the year 1956, an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language in our country. The powerful impact of the policy on Tamils. The Sinhala applicants were favored in universities and government jobs. The constitution provided a special favor to the Buddhists who were the Sinhalas. We, Tamils, started feeling the leaders to be insensitive towards us and constantly denying our rights and equality. The government policies also deprived us of equal rights and status. As a result of all these laws, the dispute between the Sinhalas and us, Tamils, grew over time. The Tamils struggled towards equality. Us Tamils launched parties and struggles for the recognition of Tamil as the official language in Sri Lanka. By 1980s, many organizations were formed in our country, demanding an independent Tamil state. One such organization was the LTTE, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, whose main aim was to kill the Sinhalas present. Soon the very dispute between Sinhalas and Tamils took the shape of a civil war in our country. The Tamils, or our demands. Recognition of Tamil as an official language was our very first demand. For regional autonomy, equality of opportunity in securing education and jobs, which was mainly denied. And lastly, demand was made for an independent Tamil Eelam. But unfortunately, all the above demands were neglected by the government. The civil war in Sri Lanka. Very soon in our country, due to the rising conflicts and dispute, a massive civil war began in the year 1983 and it ended in 2009 with the victory of the Sri Lankan military. The war caused thousands of deaths on both the side of the communities and a terrible setback in our education, economic life and development in our country. The plight of Tamils was so huge that about 200,000 plus civilians and 50,000 plus fighters over the course of the war, mainly from the Tamil minority, died. About lakhs of Tamils got homeless without food, shelter, clothes, or any equipment. I still remember the horrific impact the war had on all of us, especially the underage kids who could not withstand the devastation of the civil war. The Sri Lanka was devastated after the war. I would say that we are still recovering from the damage caused. And it is a long way to go right now. Thank you for being a part of this presentation. We have now come to an end. Thank you.